What if all insects vanished overnight? Imagine waking up tomorrow to a silent world. No buzzing of bees. No chirping crickets at night. No fluttering of butterflies in the morning light. At first it might feel like peace, like nature itself has quieted down. But within days, weeks, and years, this silence would unravel into chaos. Because insects aren't just background noise. They are the invisible gears that keep Earth's life systems turning. Tonight we ask, what if all insects vanished overnight? Insects are the most numerous group of animals on Earth. There are an estimated 10 quintillion individual insects alive at any given moment. That's more than 1 billion insects for every human being. They pollinate our crops. They recycle waste. They provide food for countless animals. But in this scenario they're gone. All of them. Instantly. No flies. No mosquitoes. No ants, no bees, no beetles, no butterflies. At first glance some might celebrate. No more itchy mosquito bites. No more cockroaches in kitchens. No wasps at picnics. But the absence of these creatures would trigger one of the greatest ecological collapses in history. Let's break down what insects really do. Pollination. Roughly 75% of all flowering plants and 35% of global crops depend on animal pollinators. Most of them are insects: bees, butterflies, beetles, flies. Without them, apples, almonds, coffee, cacao, and countless fruits and vegetables would vanish. Decomposition. Insects are nature's cleanup crew. They break down dead animals, rotting plants, even waste. Without them, organic matter would pile up, and ecosystems would choke on their own debris. Food chain. Birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish, and mammals rely on insects as their primary food source. From a frog snapping at flies to birds feeding their chicks caterpillars, insects are the foundation of millions of diets. In short, remove insects and you don't just lose bugs. You destabilize every ecosystem on Earth. There's a chilling warning in reality. Scientists are already sounding alarms. Insects are disappearing. Studies suggest a 40% decline in insect populations worldwide in the past few decades. Habitat loss, pesticides, pollution, and climate change are pushing many species to the brink. But what we're imagining here is not a slow decline. It's sudden. Absolute. Overnight. This has never happened in Earth's history. Even during mass extinctions, insects largely endured. They survived the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. They persisted through ice ages, volcanic winters, and mass die-offs. Their sudden disappearance would be something Earth has never seen before. Cause and effect sequence. Day 1 to 7. The silence. At first, the absence feels peaceful. Fields are strangely still. Nights are quieter than ever. Humans hardly notice the loss, aside from the strange emptiness in the air. Week 2. Agriculture begins to strain. Farmers notice something disturbing. Crops that depend on pollination don't set fruit. Orchards stand silent. Bees are gone. Almond groves, apple trees, berry farms, all fail to produce. Humans attempt to pollinate by hand. Tiny brushes and drones are deployed. But it's not enough. Not at the scale needed to feed billions. Month 1 to 6, food chains collapse. Insect-eating birds begin to starve. Swallows, sparrows, and starlings vanish from the skies. Frogs, toads, and lizards wither without prey. Freshwater fish that rely on insect larvae begin to die off. Meanwhile, waste starts to accumulate. Dead animals remain untouched. Without beetles and flies, carrion lingers, spreading disease. Forest floors are cluttered with fallen leaves and decaying wood. Nutrient cycles break down. Year 1 to 2, human food shortages. Staple crops like wheat, rice, and corn, when pollinated, still grow. But fruits, nuts, and vegetables vanish. Diets narrow. Food prices skyrocket. Malnutrition spreads. Livestock industries crumble too. Cattle feed often depends on alfalfa and clover, crops pollinated by insects. Without them, meat and dairy production plummets. Year 5, ecosystem freefall. Forests weaken. Without insects to pollinate or recycle nutrients, plant diversity shrinks. Many trees fail to reproduce. Grasslands collapse. The animals that once grazed them are gone. Rivers and lakes suffer too. Without insect larvae, freshwater systems lose a vital part of their ecology. Fish stocks collapse, taking with them the food supply for millions of humans. Year 10 and beyond, a silent planet. What began as silence becomes emptiness. The chorus of biodiversity fades into extinction. The earth without insects becomes a wasteland of simplified ecosystems, grass, a few hardy plants, and dwindling animal life. Humanity struggles to survive on grains alone, in a collapsing biosphere it no longer recognizes. The vanishing of insects isn't just about bugs. It's about life itself. Insects are the threads that weave together the web of existence. Remove them and the web unravels. It's a stark reminder that the smallest creatures often hold the greatest power. And in a way we're already testing this scenario. Each habitat destroyed. Each field sprayed with pesticides. Each degree of warming. It all pushes us closer to this silent collapse. So what if insects disappeared overnight? The answer is simple. We wouldn't last long. But here's the deeper question. What if the opposite happened? What if insects didn't just vanish, but evolved into something far larger, far stronger, and far more dominant than us? Would we still rule the planet? Or would Earth belong to them?